Welcome to Grapes and Debates, a podcast where we'll uncork some incredible wine and debate varietals of issues within the restaurant industry, one glass at a time. Complex, yet delicate to be sure. And now, your hosts and owners of SoNapa Grille, Adam Barringer, Chris Botting, and Joe Bates.
Episode 23. Thanks.
Woo!
Thanks
23.
for being here.
Yeah.
Episode
MJ.
23.
Yeah.
Oh.
The GOAT.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're here for our leadership meeting, planning, going into the next quarter. Thanks for making it down here. And the one task that you had was to bring a bottle of wine for us to blind taste.
I thought it was to be on time.
I literally thought that's what he was going to say.
No. We're past that. Being on time is very important. So anyway, my name is Adam Barringer, founder of SoNapa Grille, with my two business partners, Chris Botting, Joe Bates, and we have part of our leadership team here, the one and only Clayton Wedbee, general manager of Jack's Beach, and we have Nick Antelek, the man, the myth, the legend of Ormond Beach.
Yes, sir. Nick Napa.
Awesome. Nick Napa. All right,
Welcome,
so
guys.
thank you for being here. And we'll kind of, we always start with the grape portion of Grapes and Debates. So what I think I'd like us to do is kind of go through. We're going to blind taste these wines, these great wines that you have. And I imagine we just go 1, 2, 3.
Yep, left to right.
We have
Left
pause
to right.
in between, or drink all three, or
No, I say let's just get after it. These guys happen to know what wines they brought,
But not in what order.
we don't know which
but
order.
not what order.
Yeah.
And we wonder how good your palate is. It's always sight, swirl, not to be confused with squirrel. Sight, swirl,
Nose, smell.
smell, sip. Okay.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are we moving on to number 2?
Yeah. At your own pace.
First one I went all shaky Clayton.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 2.
Ooh, I'm getting a chewiness to that.
On number 2?
Yeah.
Little
Gusher.
What's that?
Like a gusher.
I was thinking more leather, cassis. Maybe a little cocoa.
It's got an interesting nose.
Ooh, certainly a little more bitey
Yeah.
than number 1.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Good fruit, though.
Try.
Yeah. Take a nose, Joe. You got this down?
Damn. A little deeper color. A little ruby red. All right. Numero
Trace.
trace?
Yes. Yep.
Oh my God.
Your high school Spanish is sticking.
Yeah. They seem to be growing in body, but I don't know if it's on purpose or.
I think number 2 is my favorite.
Number 2 is your
I
favorite?
think so.
Okay.
Are now these all the same varietal, or we?
I have no idea what these guys brought.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's.
I'm
I think
going,
actually,
yes.
true.
I'm going on record
Okay,
to say
true.
I believe that these are all 3 cabs. I think you threw in a curveball here. I'm not sure. Maybe sabotage? I don't know. I don't know.
For me, number 1, medium color, a little more medium tannins. I don't know if it's maybe just a little more balanced. The second one is the most balanced to me, but bigger tannins.
Mm-hmm.
The third one's, the tannins really stand out, almost overpower it. It's a
would-
big red wine,
I would agree.
which maybe for me needs to lay down for a little while longer.
Or paired.
Something to eat, yeah.
Yeah, or
it's a food.
or a food wine.
Who wants to do the honors?
None of them are bad. But I
Chateau
think
St. Jean. No.
number 2 is my
All right,
favorite.
let's see what
Let's
we
do
got.
number one
Let's
first.
see.
Number 2 is my favorite.
Number 1.
Well, yeah. Should we line them up in favorites first?
I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3.
Oh, are you? Okay.
1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna go 2,
I think I'm going
3, 1.
I'm 2 3. I'm 2 3 1.
I'm 2, 3, 1 also.
1 2
I'm 2, 3, 1.
3.
Is that?
One,
think I got number 1.
seems to me like it might be a little bit of an everyday drinker.
Yeah.
What was that, number 1?
Number 1.
Okay.
let's
That's why I
see.
like it. That's why I like it.
All right, what do we got? Number 3.
Yes.
It's an everyday drinker. That's it.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
it.
But that's not
Nailed
number
it.
1, is it?
That was
Yeah,
number
it's
1.
number
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's so funny. All
Yeah,
right,
it was your
let's
most
see
well balanced.
That's my
Number 2.
my everyday drinker.
Everyday drinker.
There you
Okay.
go. Your Sonoma wine.
2.
You've had a glass or two of that.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
We almost changed the name
All right,
around.
number 2 is my favorite.
It was mine as well.
I'm struggling here.
Apparently.
There we go.
Okay, Houdini.
Bro,
Oh,
Let's get it off the shoulders.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
What is
Go ahead, cut it.
happening?
Oh.
You can cut it if you got to. There you go.
Ghost
Ooh,
block.
Ghost block.
Okay. All right, that's the
All
number
right.
2.
Number 2.
All right, Nick, you got number 3.
So Rodney.
You're gonna need scissors.
Scissors.
Ghost block.
I am going to need scissors.
We were making sure nobody was going to see those.
Apparently.
bottles.
No doubt.
Damn.
True to the blind taste.
Oh, come on, Dunbar.
Oh, you're making fun of Clayton.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, boy.
What did you do?
Just cut it. I mean, we didn't have
Just
to.
cut it.
Joe, give me right
It didn't
there.
have to be tied that tight. My God.
It was something.
Take
Watch
off
the
a finger.
fingers, Joe.
Jeez.
Optimum.
That was a
Okay.
freshie for you.
And that's 3?
That's 3.
That's
Yeah,
a 3.
that's what I thought was the
Awesome.
biggest. The biggest, the boldest
Yeah,
out of them.
well, that's a good wine, no doubt.
Where did we get introduced to that Optima?
It's really just you.
I started tasting it
Yep.
with
Okay.
a girl from Harvest Moon Distributors.
Okay.
And we
Maybe
had
that
pretty,
was I
yeah.
there for that tasting. That's
Yep.
why I know that name.
Yeah, we had pretty great success with the Alexander and the Napa, and then this is their Duffy's Reserve. That's I believe a single vineyard
Okay.
out of Alexander.
Well, I can't believe that I picked Ghost Block.
Over Rodney.
I know, this is shocking.
They're all fantastic. I just kind of chose on what I thought was drinking.
Yeah,
the best
no,
right
I
now.
listen.
And for me, it's the Ghost Block.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ghost Block, Louise, if you see this podcast, thank you for everything you do for us.
Hashtag Ghost Block.
Yeah.
You go.
Ghost.
Cheers.
All right.
They're all great.
Well,
Well, thanks for bringing those.
yeah,
guys.
thanks, guys. Absolutely. You could have dug deeper. You could have tried harder, Nick. You could have tried harder.
I thought I did a good job.
Yeah, listen, I think they were well paired together.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody went really way out of left field.
I thought the
Came
Optima
a
was a
special
pretty
select.
cool.
I know you have
I got one left.
Okay.
I thought that was a pretty cool curveball.
No, yeah, I think so because it's not on our. It's not on our.
I thought the
Yeah, I
Rodney
know.
would have done better.
It did
Well,
my
no,
case.
it is.
It did
I
my
bet,
case. It was
yeah.
my
What
everyday
about you?
drinker.
What did you have it at?
Last place. Which is crazy because
I
I
put it
love
right in
that
the middle.
wine.
You put in the. But here's
Yeah.
the deal. None of them were bad. They're all
Yeah,
good.
good,
yes.
Correct. And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
that was a little bit of all of them. It was lighter. You could tell it was a young wine, and you said everyday drinking wine. I agree. Number 2 was the heaviest one, and all of those characteristics that I did say led me to believe that it was a really nice cab, and it was. And I think the third one, which was the Optima, it was a little bit drier, and as opposed to letting it lay down, because I don't really let any wines lay down
Or paired
at
with the
all,
right.
but
food
just
item.
yeah, with food.
Right.
So
Yeah.
awesome, guys!
Good
Thank you
choices.
so much. Thank you so much, Nick.
We'll UTM those at the home office.
Yes,
First
Yeah,
time.
just-
First time on the podcast.
No, first time on the
First
podcast,
time, yeah.
guys.
Both of
Listen,
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Imagine that.
Well,
It's our 23rd episode. Why don't you kind of just tell us how you even got involved with us?
Give us a little backstory
Yeah,
on Nick Antelek.
Don't get too story time.
Yeah, no. Yes, you've got 3
We've got
minutes.
a
And, and time.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
let's
ahead.
go.
Clayton,
It
you're up.
started in 2004. No, so I'm fortunate enough to have known Joe for a little over 20 years now, and I had reached out to Joe after he had made a little bit of a public announcement that he was leaving Outback and starting something new and special, and kind of reached out to him and just said, "Hey man, congratulations!" And it was a couple weeks later he reached out and said, "Hey, let's have a burger and a beer." And to put a timestamp on it, this was probably July 2020. So we met up, had a burger and a beer. I left the restaurant, called my wife, and said, I think I'm going to quit my job and open a restaurant. And then I went into the site that was being built that's now SoNapa Ormond. And I'm walking around this place and I see two giants that I think are just construction guys, which Joe later introduces to me as his business partners, Adam and Chris. And the rest was kind of history. Started officially in December of 2020, and now SoNapa's 3.5 years old.
Now, how much training did you do in New Smyrna?
Oh, a few months, several months.
Okay.
Worked with Eddie, worked with Chef Sean, had a lot of fun there, a lot of Jameson.
You had the luxury of being down there while Ormond was under construction,
Yes.
so you got more than the normal kind of 12-week training. You got to really get immersed for almost half a year.
Oh yeah, it was prep, line shifts, front of house shifts, getting to know really kind of what SoNapa was all about, the culture, the community. Got to meet some great regulars and friends of the SoNapa family, and got to bring a lot of that with me when we opened Ormond. And it's just been a fun ride, and we're just growing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Clayton?
Yeah. So coming back into this area, hearing whispers of SoNapa Grille from different people that I knew that were in the industry. You got to go over there and check it out. You got to go over there and check it out. And stopped in one night to have a glass of wine, sat at your bar in Ormond, and met Joe Bates. That was in, I don't remember what month it was. Started in January or February, whenever I actually came on board.
November, December.
Yeah, it was like right during holiday times.
Yeah.
Sat at the end of the bar.
2022? Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Had a glass of wine and a flatbread. It was a decoy Pinot Noir
Okay.
in Alexander Valley, and met Joe. And then we did our interview process and talked a lot. And he said, "I want you to go meet Adam. He's currently up in Jacksonville." So, get in my car, drive up to where Jacksonville's going to be because it wasn't even open at that point, and walking through the front door, and I see this guy with a saw in his hand building a bar, and I'm like, "Oh, he's a construction worker," like you said.
See? Yeah.
Come to find out, he's the founder of the company.
Yeah.
But it's been awesome since then. I spent 2 years in Ormond with you, and then in December
Picking up all your good habits and skills.
Yeah.
Your tutelage has led you to become now
the GM of Jacksonville.
GM in Jacksonville. You've been there since December, and you're kicking ass and taking names, doing an awesome job.
Appreciate that.
No, we appreciate both of you. Let's cheers with your favorite glass.
Oh man, I'm going number
Okay,
one.
there you go. You cannot go wrong there.
Cheers.
All right. So typically we debate something, and oftentimes we may go down a path of like, this.
Or a rabbit hole.
Did Biden shit his pants on stage? We might debate that, and but what I want to, instead of debating something like that, I want to say, what do you find the most fun at work?
You're gonna steal my good answer. I already know it.
Oh man, I mean that's
You got to be able to spit it out.
I mean, listen, when you love what you do, there's no bad days.
Okay, there you go.
But working with my team and watching people like my now front of house manager Jason, to watch him come in as a server and a bartender and grow into his key position, and to be able to lose Clayton in the best way possible to become a GM, and to immediately and unanimously sit with you guys and say it's Jason.
Sure.
So to watch people grow within and succeed, it's it just means that we're doing something right.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome. And for you,
The people,
the people.
the team, the guests. It makes every day is different, which it's awesome.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
And that really goes back, when people say, okay, what's the best thing about it? And you could point to, well, it's the beautiful restaurant we walk into, or whatever the case may be. But both of you said something that ties right back, and it's culture. Ties back in the culture. And culture starts at the top, but in your stores, it starts with both of you. It's a reflection of both of you. So thank you both very much for that. And I guess that wasn't much of a debate. I like going to work.
Flexible. You gotta be
I like
flexible
going
in
to
your
work
approach.
because I love being around wine.
But this industry,
I mean, that's a second
gets
favorite.
into your
Okay,
blood.
good.
Yeah.
This industry, I couldn't sit behind a desk. The energy, when it's all clicking and that controlled chaos and all your, it's like the
infectious.
spidey senses and you hear everything. One plate drops over here, one server yells for something over here, one cook says thank you, and you hear it all and it's rotating and swirling and coming together. It's
an
just
ecosystem.
It is.
Right.
It's a controlled chaos that I love, and it's infectious, and to see you guys growing as young people and families and.
That's awesome.
It's really awesome.
Yeah. So the next thing is, we're coming up now, looking back at where we were last year, we were focused on taking a trip out to Napa, and maybe we weren't as focused on business as we should have been. I know that was the case for me. We're hyper-focused this year. We just had a planning session going into the next few months, of the last part of the year, and we've had a restaurant coach to kind of guide us, just like I have a coach when I do my Ironman training. We've got a coach. And what do you think, Clayton? What have you gotten out of it?
I would say the best thing about the coaching system is just accountability.
Right.
And I mean, not that you need somebody to hold your hand through everything, but it's like knowing that 5:15 is due every
Right.
Monday, no matter what. Knowing your homework is due. You got to watch those videos and get involved, as DJ says. It just having somebody there to keep you on track
Right.
has been the biggest help.
Nick, what do you think the biggest thing for coaching in your perspective?
I think the people side of it, I think I've always known in the back of my head that you can't manage every person the same, but a little bit of guidance kind of on the regular that, some talks are, before the shift to boost the positivity. Some talks are after the shift to kind of recap, like, hey, how could we have done this better? What could I have done to help you more? And just a friendly reminder that that's there. And that's with anybody. That's with,
Sure.
a line guy that got mad during the shift, or a server that maybe, didn't have a great night, or even, one of your number twos. It's just, it's that constant reminder that you can always work with your team. And, again, it's just, kind of wraps back into our culture.
Right. And I know
What have you gotten out of it?
No, I think one of the cool things, well, I've gotten so much out of it. I think we just came out of being a positive leader 8-week course.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty amazing. I look back where we were a year ago when we weren't doing budgets. We didn't know what our theoretical food cost was. We didn't know what our actual food cost. We have been able to basically be good stewards of our finances because of this program really shining light on things that we weren't doing. And I know I shared with each one of you and the leadership team, what we were doing with marketing a year ago to what we're doing now is completely different. We didn't even necessarily have someone that was dedicated to marketing, and now we do. And to think over the last, let's say 60 days, we had 700,000 marketing impressions on social media. I mean, that's
pretty spectacular.
That is pretty amazing. And, it's across all spectrums. And while it may not be our customers, maybe our customers aren't on TikTok, but it could be our employees that are on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn,
Well, and how cool is it that
Instagram, Facebook.
And how cool is it that 3.5, almost 4 years ago, we started the Ormond Instagram, and it was pictures of a blank slate. It was random updates of, we got the bar installed today. Hey, the booths are coming in today.
Yeah.
We're getting a little bit closer. It was, pictures of everybody sweating, getting it together. And we had, 100 followers?
Right.
Something like
Yeah.
that. So, now we're up in the thousands. Yeah. And, people are looking for those every day.
7,000 followers between Facebook and Instagram, but you got to call that Meta. No, and we learned that it's not just pictures, static pictures of your food. It's videos of your team and you interacting with them and the silly shit that you
Hitting each other with flatbreads in the face.
Those are great dad jokes.
No, yeah.
Appreciate you, Joe.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
But they're bad too.
Well, I tell you what,
but some exciting news coming in the third and fourth quarter for us as well. So
yeah,
we've got a lot to look forward to.
We do have a lot.
The rest of this year.
We've got the summer social coming up, which is something that's big. We've got the wine dinner that we're getting ready to do. Quilt wine dinner, that's going to be August 4th.
Call Clayton.
We're looking at doing the judgment of SoNapa. So being Sonoma, being Napa, and Pa being Paso. Paso's really up and coming, and so we're going to do kind of like the Judgment of Paris. We're going to do a blind tasting. We'll end up tasting 15 wines.
Not all our secrets out.
Well, okay, all right. Not all the secrets.
Let's get them on the hook.
Okay. I'm going to leave it at that, and then
but it's coming.
Not to mention our third annual 5K.
Third annual 5K.
Yeah, out of the
we've
location.
Joe and I'll be at the bar.
Elijah Craig, our private barrel, should be arriving soon. We've got a couple of oyster shucking events that we're going to have.
Shuck yeah.
And the Camus and couples.
Camus and couples, we're running that
Every
through.
Tuesday?
Yeah,
A few
every
more
Tuesday.
weeks.
Yeah, all three restaurants.
And then, my God, I know we're rattling off a lot of stuff. And then we've still got the wine club that, as we go into the holiday, what a great gift to give somebody.
Yep. It's on my list.
Okay.
Those will be gifts I'll be giving.
Yeah, awesome. So I think we've got a lot, plus holiday wine dinners, holiday corporate dinners where people are renting out our rooms, and then of course we're going to have gift card sales, gentlemen.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, so we've got a very
November
busy
1st this year?
November 1st.
Nice.
So great stocking stuffers.
I think it's important to know that these are neighborhood restaurants, and these guys
We
take
all live.
ownership in these neighborhoods and live in these neighborhoods, and their kids go to school in these neighborhoods, and so come inside and get to know these guys as owners and leaders of these restaurants, and see what we do and see the reason why they're there. And these restaurants really take on the personality and the culture of the leaders.
It does.
I know that we've got the right leaders in place for these locations.
Dude, my kids are gonna break me every time they come in and say hi. They want to go next door and get 25 ice cream cones
For the whole staff. It's awesome.
Oh, you gotta love it. Well, listen,
Gift
guys.
cards, gift cards.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate you bringing these wines, and what a great day we've had.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.